Hi y'all, my name is Fernanda and I am Mexican American. My family is from Mexico, entonces en la casa se hablaba español, but I was born and raised in the US, in El Paso, Texas, so I went to school in English and I spoke English with all my friends. And as a Texan, I can confirm that a lot of people wear cowboy hats, and in fact, I have one too, but I don't think I'm going to be taking that all the way to Spain. Living on the border, I had a really unique experience growing up, not only because I was bilingual, but because there was also a mix of a lot of cultures here in the borders. So it was that fusion that inspired me to keep exploring outside of my own culture and languages and countries. I would love to become an auxiliar de conversación in Spain for many reasons. But I've been a dance teacher for the last 8 years at a local studio, and I started dancing there when I was really little, and then I became a teacher, and I've taught kids from 3 to 18 years old in hip-hop, jazz, and I think maybe the most interesting and my definite favorite is tap dance. It was a full circle moment for me, definitely becoming a teacher and realizing how much I loved teaching and teaching kids and passing down the knowledge that I had, and really seeing that aha moment in my students is always so rewarding. I was also an au pair, or nanny, in Toulouse, France a few years ago. I lived with a family and I helped take care of 2 little girls. So I would wake them up in the morning, I'd make them breakfast, take them to school, pick them up from school, take them to their activities after school, make them dinner, help them get ready for bed, and read them their bedtime story. But I was also still learning French while I was living there. So the first couple of months definitely came with its challenges, and I was super grateful for the family that I had and the French teacher that I had over there. So I know the struggles of learning a new language and the importance it is to have a good teacher. So living abroad really helped me grow and learn to navigate a new culture and a new language. And even though the language barrier won't be as severe in Spain compared to when I lived in France, I have no doubt that there will be many challenges I'll have to face there as well. But because of my experience in France, I think it strengthened my adaptability and independence, and I feel ready to face those challenges, maybe even a little excited, because it means I am living abroad. While I was in France, I was also an English tutor on Preply. It's like an online platform for tutors. And I did that for a couple of months, and I found a lot of satisfaction and joy in seeing my students improve, so it just reconfirmed that there's nothing quite like teaching for me. So with all that being said, when I found out that there was an opportunity to move abroad again, teach English, and to kids, it wasn't a question of if I wanted to do it, but when I was going to go. And I was overjoyed that the program was going to continue this year. So thank you all for doing that. This past year has been a busy one for me. I graduated college in December with a bachelor's in psychology and a minor in drawing. Last summer, I entered in the student art show at my university, and one of my pieces won honorable mention, so that was really exciting. And then this January, I had my first solo show at a local gallery, also very exciting. And I'm still a dance teacher, so my afternoons are filled with being spent at the studio with my kiddos, which I love. And I have also been part of a behavioral pharmacology lab at my university for the past 2 years, and so for the last year I have been leading and presenting my own projects. And just a couple months ago I traveled to San Antonio for a conference called BBC to present my poster, so that was a big milestone in the science of my world. The person that I admire, I think, is my mom. Me and my mom are really quite similar. We're both short, a little quirky. We love plants, but we also both love teaching. She was a French teacher, a high school French teacher for 25 years, and now she's teaching elementary Montessori. So growing up, she was grading papers, making lesson plans, and now she's creating new material to help her little kids learn grammar rules like the sneaky E. So that's what we call the rule when you put an E at the end and it turns words like cap into cape or hop into hope. So I've always admired her passion for teaching and her dedication to her students most of all, definitely. Something I might do differently from her is her family timeline. So she settled down right after college and started her family and got her big girl teaching job as a French teacher, whereas I am still looking at opportunities like ConversaSpain and putting a little pin on settling down and keep exploring a little more. They say it takes a village to raise a kid, and I would love to be one of your villagers, so thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.